subsection on this site event and Thai Pavilion organized by the Royal Forest Department, Ministry of National Resources and Environment of Thailand. So this second part of the site event today will be the forest innovation for sustainable solution and for the green world. As everyone may know that our Royal Forest Department, Ministry of National Resources and Environment of Thailand, which have the responsible for the forest management and also for the country. And together we are working with our partner from both international organization, community, and also private sector to discuss on the forest innovation for sustainable solution for a green world. So today we have been invite our speaker. May I invite the speaker on the stage, please? So we have our speaker from the RECOF from the community forest, Ms. Regan Pairod Mahakit, the senior program officer from the RECOF. And then the second speaker is from the ASEAN Forest Cooperation Organization, AFOCO, Mr. Song Hu Choi. And the last one is from the private sector, Mr. Nattawit Prongpetarat, the managing director from the Garden Furniture Company. So with no further ado, may I invite our first speaker, Ms. Regan from RECOP, to share her experience on the forest innovation on the community-based innovation. Yes, Ms. Regan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Kun Montri, and thank you to the Royal Forest Department and Monray for inviting RECOF to participate in this important panel. I will be taking the perspective of local communities, and I think also building on Kun Ann from Mei Fa Luang's discussion about biodiversity, because I think it's a very significant evolving opportunity for forest management to be able to respond to multiple crises and needs at the same time. So I would like to talk about community forestry, the area that we work in, and how we think one of the innovations in terms of how we think about it involves biodiversity conservation. So just a brief background, I work at RECOF, the Regional Community Forestry Training Center for Asia and the Pacific. Our headquarters is in Thailand at Gasetsart University, but we have country offices in 7 different countries within Southeast Asia as well as South Asia. And the schematic that I think you can see shows very generally the integrated nature of the type of work we do. We are working for resilient communities in healthy forest landscapes. So looking at climate change, looking at livelihoods, looking at adaptability as well as climate mitigation. Community forestry is a modality of forest management that we see in many countries of the world and certainly within Southeast Asia. It reflects a variety of different approaches that fundamentally are looking at providing the rights and the empowerment to local communities to manage, protect, and benefit from local forests. In a lot of cases, there's ethnic minorities, hill tribes, indigenous people that have relied on these same forests and natural resources for generations. However, as many of us are aware, we're now in a period of what we call a polycrisis. Poly meaning multiple crises at the same time, whether it's biodiversity erosion, where we have seen biodiversity losses of almost 70% since 1970, to increasing climate change-related impacts, as well as land degradation and unsustainable land management and land use. What we're seeing through this is the merging of activities and actions to try and support solutions to all of these crises through single approaches, trying to solve and deliver multiple benefits through various actions. And we consider that community forestry is one of these. What I would like to touch on briefly is what are known as other effective conservation mechanisms or OECMs. And these were enshrined in the Convention on Biological Diversity as areas that are not protected, officially, formally recognized protected areas, but which are governed and managed in ways that achieve positive long-term outcomes for biodiversity. So we consider that community forestry is a high potential modality for the recognition of other effective conservation mechanisms that provide cultural, spiritual, socioeconomic, and other values. Basically, the criteria for an area of forest or land to be considered as OECM is number one, that it is not a formally recognized protected area, and number two, there's reasonable likelihood that it supports significant biodiversity. The challenge that we have is up until now there is not a lot of monitoring and inventorying of biodiversity within community managed areas. So this is where the work of Meafa Luong and others is quite significant and important to creating the evidence base for OECM recognition. And RECOFT, as part of this, is supporting 25 community forests in Thailand to develop community-driven biodiversity monitoring, inventorying systems. And what we're looking at moving forward is the incentives to reward communities for that. I realize the time is very short, so I will go to a map here that we've developed, which looks at the overlay and the overlap that we see between community forest areas and key biodiversity areas. So this is just indicative to give you a sense of where the potential really is to capitalize and optimize biodiversity conservation in areas that are under community forest management. My final thought, though, on this, however, is that what we have heard as a community forestry organization in a number of countries is that there are concerns from local communities. Number one, how are their rights protected if OECM recognition comes into their areas? And number two, clearly, what are the benefits? And so we, as an organization, see this as a tremendous win-win for the global community, and we think it's quite urgent as countries like Thailand are leading the way, amongst others, in developing national criteria on OECMs to give serious consideration to these questions raised by local communities, because unless we find compelling solutions, it might be difficult for OECMs to reach their full potential. So with that, I'll end my brief presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Song Choi, team leader of Cabo project team in Asian Forest Cooperation Organization. Before starting my presentation, at first I'd like to highly appreciate the Royal Forest Department of Thailand to provide this opportunity.
So thank you very much, Mr. Chai from AFOCO, for sharing the innovation that on the database that's for the forest management. And next, I would like to invite our private partner from the garden furniture company, Kun Nattawit Phongpetarat. So the floor is yours, please.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It's truly my honor to be here today. My name is Nattawin Phongpetarat, Managing Director of TPS Garden Furniture Company. We're based in Thailand, and I'm running the 60 years old family business, which we specialize in wood product industries, especially teak, which a lot of people might know that teak is one of the best species in the world and is a native species from Thailand. Let me briefly explain a little bit about the timber industry in Thailand. Thailand is the size of around 513,000 square kilometers, which is about the size of France, Spain, or twice of the size of the UK. Yeah. And you may not know that the last 30 years there was timber ban in Thailand. And just recently in the year 2019, the government decided to relieve that ban. And that is the opportunity of the timber business. Yeah. Today, what I would like to mention is since a lot of people, especially Thai people, might have the understanding that using timber is destroying the forest or harming the environment, which we all know that is not true. Yeah. Let me briefly explain what I have explained in the beginning. As a private sector in the timber business and wood product manufacturing business, which is only a small jigsaw of the whole big complicated puzzle in solving the global boiling. What we see the potential of what Thailand can do in the world in wood industries, and also what we are doing as a private company to help solve the global boiling problems. Thailand as a country in a tropical area has potential to plant additional 3 billion trees with the area of 76,000 square kilometers or 15% of the country area. Please be reminded that the tropical area is one of the most suitable locations to grow the trees. As wood is a carbon sink material, the more we encourage people to use wood, the least carbon footprint will be. And wood can be used in various industries. And one of the major area that contribute the carbon footprint is construction business. And that is what I would like to lead everyone to. This industry happened to also cause a lot of problem, not only Thailand, but also in many other countries in the world. Yeah. And what we are working now with the government, with the Thai government and also the Federation of Thai Industries and also the NGO is we would like to try to encourage the people to try to help boost the wood industries, especially in Thailand. And you can imagine that with 30 years of timber ban, a lot of people in Thailand, we are using a different or substitute material instead of wood. Yeah. And now it's a big job that we have to change them. We have to change the mentality of the people. We have to try to create the market. We have to try to support the supply chain of this industry. What I would like to mention is this project can make a huge positive impact to the Thailand economy, as the whole supply chain will create millions of green jobs and will definitely bring more revenue to the people in the rural area, reducing the income gap. Also, the project will also help solve social problem as people don't need to leave their family behind to find a job in the big cities. And what our company is doing, we are working on in a very challenging situation as the current business the environment is changing rapidly with lots of positive and also negative factors. But the key idea is we believe that we are moving forward toward offering the best value total solution, total wood solution for the market. We are not only adopting the new technology to improve the quality of our products, but also at the same time, we are working closely with architects, interior designers to make sure that we can create a beautiful functional solution for the market. We believe that the more people use the wood, the more demand of wood, the more people will grow the trees, and also this way we will gain more green area. And please remember, we are talking about 76,000 square kilometers or 15% of the area of Thailand. I would like to encourage all parties to support wood industries as it will be one of the key sectors to help solve global boiling problem. And if we can make a request to international community, I would like to request a very low interest rate fund to support the tree plantation projects, either through the government or directly through the private sector. and that project will truly strong give a strong benefit to the whole supply chain, as everything is down to economy, especially the rural people. I would like to end my presentation at this point. Thanks a lot for listening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much our three panelists from Recop AFOCO and also from the private sector, Kun Natawit, for your sharing the innovation on forestry from advanced technology to the community-based management. And also we offer a wide range of solutions that can ensure that the forest will continue and also thrive for our future generations. And also by embracing the sustainable practice, empowering community and also support policy initiative. So we can protect and restore the world forest, helping build a green and sustainable forest for the future for all. So thank you very much for all the panelists, and since we are good in the timing, so we have about 9 minutes left. If any question from the floor, we can take 1 or 2 questions from the floor. So if it's none, so I will invite our director. Oh, there are some questions, so please.
My question go to Kun Natawin. I really support your idea about having carbon sequestered in the wood, and then the wood can be used, and then that's like can be permanent sequestration. But I kind of wonder that, do you know if there is any way that we can quantify the amount of carbon in the wood, and then maybe it can be developed into carbon credit project? Have you ever followed this with the Thai authority or any other places in the world?
Thank you. Actually, it's a very good question. I know that timber is a carbon sink, and some of my clients who is the property developers in Thailand, they are also looking at this project. So I'm sure that there will be a way to calculate the amount of carbon that has been accumulated in the timber itself, because at the end of the day, they will want to use this amount of carbon sink to offset with other materials that they still have to use for their own project. But I'm sorry that I don't have the detail of the technical answer for you, but maybe MTech or maybe someone in this room might be able to help. Thank you.
We have 1 more question from the floor.
Thank you very much. Faisal Parish from Global Environment Center. Reagan, you highlighted a number of possibilities of developing OECM in community areas, but you also highlighted some challenge. From your perspective, how can these challenges be overcome in terms of getting the right situation or incentive for the local community? And secondly, Mr. Choi, you introduced your new project that you have for the Mekong sub-region about the fire prevention. Can you just elaborate a little bit more the time period and the main activities? Thank you.
So maybe I'll take that first from my perspective. We're aware of 2 clear issues that are being raised. And let's say, for example, in the case of Nepal, the Federation of Community Forest Users has taken a position against OECMs as a result of these concerns. And so I think it is worth taking seriously as a global community how to resolve them. Number 1, what assurances can be given that this will not impact use rights if CF or other collectively titled land receives OECM designation? So far, there's no reason that it should do so, but this needs to be made explicit nationally. Number 2, this question of benefits. I think that so far it's left at a high level. There could be increased investment in your area if it's an OECM. I think that this needs to be made more precise, more specific. Okay, biodiversity credits, whether it's payments from pharmaceuticals for the genetic resources that others are being benefited from, whether it's ecotourism, that it become a much more concrete proposition to local communities to incentivize what otherwise might be higher management costs associated with ensuring the persistence of the biodiversity.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all the question and also from the panelists. So from the Royal Forest Department, we have some special gift for appreciation for your kind the panelists. So may I invite the Royal Forest Department team to present the present to all the panelists, please.